If you have had a spiritual awakening, especially in like the last few years, you are meant to be rich as fuck. Like actually wealthy. Because ain't no other reason for all of this energy shift, all of this waking up. I know that you're going down rabbit holes every single night. You're looking for your soul tribe. You feel so weird in the places where you felt normal at. I went through that. My spiritual awakening started in 2019. And when I tell you before my spiritual awakening, because I had a near-death experience. Before that, I did not even know my sign. I'm a Pisces. I was 35 years old, didn't even know what that meant. Ever since then, I am deep in every single rabbit hole. And that curiosity is just showing you that you're not meant to make money on this material plane. In the 3D world, basically. What you're craving, what your soul is actually craving is 5D money. So 5D money is money that comes from the greater creative Christ consciousness. So basically there is another realm that exists above this physical realm. We're all frequency, we're all energy. But we're trapped in these meat suits because we agreed to forget that we were so magical and powerful and infinite. So we agreed to play this game. We agreed to literally come down here and pretend that I'm a black man from Detroit. Like this shit does not, like this outer shell is the least of me. And the more that you identify with your outer shell is the more that the ego keeps you trapped. So the ego is here. The ego was put in place to keep us trapped, to keep us like a collar. Like, you know how like you put on that collar on a dog and if they run too far then they get zapped? That's what your ego is doing right now. Now, you have to learn how to transcend yourself to get to the wealth and abundance that you came here to get. And that's the part of the game that you have made interesting because you're the creator of this game. You are actually the person that, it gets so deep that you're the person that made me make this video. I was called to make this video because I had to give a message to my former self. So I'm making this video for the Elton of like 5 or 6 years ago. But also, if you're watching this to the end, then I made it for you. When you think about this 5D consciousness, it's not about making money. Making money takes effort. Making money, you use your mind, you use your body, you use your sweat, and you use your time. We are not about making money. That is the lowest paradigm of money. The second paradigm of money, and this is all shout out to Bob Proctor, is when your money works for you. So that's the investments, that's the passive income. We love that. We love that. But what we really need is I call this divine currency. So when you think about currency, that word currency is a derivative of current. And all current is the flow of water. We want money to flow. We want money to match our flow state. I know flow state is a really big word right now. So you need to learn how to get into flow state every single day. Because what flow state does is it puts you in the same frequency as that divine currency. You start tapping into the money that is not really money, but that money that is actually energy. And you do that by harnessing the internet. That's why so many of the wealthiest and richest people are online right now. That's why they're building personal brands, they're building channels, they have TikTok followers, because what that is an exchange of your energy to your audience. And that's how you generate income. And when you learn how to systemize this energy, then that is when you achieve the wealth that you really came here to do. Because not everybody wakes up in this lifetime. That's not for everybody. But if you're somebody who has woken up and you're somebody that you seek this knowledge, then this video is for you. All right, so let's get into how we're going to do this, because this is a journey I want to take all of you on. The first thing you need to do is join my newsletter, because the more people that join, the more inspired I'll be to create this information, this content for us to really tap in and get this money. So this is for the light workers. This is for the people that are knowing that they can't go to their 9-to-5 job. Like, it is stealing your soul. And it really is. Like, we got to let that go, especially going into 2026. So the first thing we're going to do after you join my newsletter is you are going to start to research your human design. Human design is literally, I have tried every modality that you can think of. I have looked at every YouTube video of all the different gurus from drop shipping, e-com, all those things. Like, I have tried it all. Copywriting, all of that, which is another skill. And what I found is that the only blueprint you need, the only business model you need is inside of your system. That's the only thing you need, because everybody has their genetic DNA code. So it's not really about having a calling. It's not like, oh, my calling is to be a photographer. I was a photographer for 15 years, successful as hell. Now, you can't pay me to lift up a camera. I can't do it because it feels too close to the 3D idea of work. And I just can't. I'm just not programmed for that anymore. What you really are feeling is this code, that genetic code that's inside of you. And a lot of times you are called to be in a different environment. You're called to be in a different field of work, and you're being called to really tap into your gifts. Now, everybody has gifts. That's just a normal, natural thing. And that's why I say use human design, because those are where your gifts are. And I'm going to start showing you how to look at your chart, understand your energy, and really tap into this blueprint, because the way this works is the people that have woken up like yourself, we're really here to help raise the whole consciousness. The world is fucking falling apart. Like, let's be fucking clear here. I have to ignore the news. I ignore politics. I ignore these religious debates. I ignore everything, because that's just not my thing. That's not the reality or the matrix that I want to participate in. There are people that are online that are making hundreds of $1,000s a month. One person are creating systems around their gifts. And the more you do that, the more that you start to attract like-minded people. You start to attract your soul tribe. It's actually called a fractal in human design, and we'll get into that later. But it's so easy. And I really wanted to make this video because my favorite place to be right now is TikTok. I really like TikTok, and I've been getting a lot of followers, but I'm figuring out how to monetize my TikTok, because just in the last week, I started using my human design to make content. I just gained like 3,000 followers off of a few videos in the last 5 or 6 days. And it's really because I shifted my energy and I started to embody my human design. And so that's why I want to keep you guys in the loop on how to embody your human design, because it makes life so easy. I get up on this porch, I make me a video, I talk to that camera, and literally I'm getting followers, I'm getting opportunities. I just got invited to be on 5 different podcasts in the last 2 days, just because I got online and embodied my gifts that I learned through human design. So again, this is just a message to the people that are more interested. The more people that I get to join this newsletter, the higher quality of information that I will be willing to share. We're going to heal. We're going to integrate our shadows. We're going to learn very powerful quantum flow journaling techniques. And we're going to do all this together. And we're going to get started. So, because there's a lot of money to be made, and there's a lot of money that is begging to be directly connected to you. And I'm going to show you how to get it. So I will check you. I will catch you on the next video, and I'll talk to you soon.